You see the label on your vacuum cleaner, the air purifier in your bedroom, and the HVAC system in your office. The HEPA filter is deeply integrated into standard American domestic life. Yet this exact same technology is trusted in sterile environments where the stakes are life and death. Hospital operating rooms rely on these filters to prevent airborne contamination during surgery. Most people assume a HEPA filter works exactly like a kitchen strainer. We picture a tight mesh screen that catches large chunks of dust and lets the tiny stuff slip through the holes. If that model were the whole story, it would be insufficient for modern medicine. Microscopic pathogens, viruses, and bacteria are vastly smaller than the physical gaps in standard filter material, meaning they could theoretically glide right through the mush and into the air supply. The strainer model is only a partial explanation. While it accounts for larger debris, capturing microscopic threats requires the filter to exploit behaviors that go beyond simple physical blockage. Zooming past the human scale, a HEPA filter is not a uniform grid. It is a deep, densely packed, chaotic forest of three-dimensional glass fibers. Large particles have significant momentum. Unable to navigate the curved airstream around a glass fiber, they slam straight into it, a process called impaction. Medium particles curve with the air, but their bulk causes them to graze the fiber walls and snag, known as interception. For large and medium particles, basic macroscopic physics applies perfectly. Their physical mass and speed dictate their collision course with the fibers. The physics of filtration change when we look at contaminants smaller than 0.1 microns. At this microscopic scale, particles stop following straight, predictable airstreams. They are constantly bombarded by ambient gas molecules in the air. These collisions cause the tiny particles to vibrate and bounce erratically in a pattern known as Brownian motion. This chaotic movement actually works to the filter's advantage. The tiny particle pinballs wildly through the air until it eventually accidentally crashes into a fiber wall. This mechanism is called diffusion. To guarantee these tiny contaminants stay trapped, modern filters add a static electric charge. This acts as a magnet, pulling the vibrating specks in and locking them to the glass. We have heavy particles crashing from their own momentum, and tiny ones captured because they bounce around randomly. The hardest particle to catch must be the one right in the middle. This line graph measures particle capture efficiency across different sizes. The distinct drop in the middle is the most penetrating particle size, landing exactly at 0.3 microns. A particle this mass perfectly avoids both direct impaction and erratic diffusion. The fiber density and layout are calibrated specifically to capture this 0.3 micron anomaly, closing the gap where standard physics is least effective. Decades ago, regulators realized this physical anomaly required strict standardization to verify true air purity. The U.S. Department of Energy established a rigid legal baseline. To carry the label, a HEPA filter must capture exactly 99.97% of particles, specifically at the 0.3 micron size. Because that specific dimension is the filter's absolute point of failure, capturing 99.97% of those ensures the filter is catching nearly 100% of everything larger and smaller. When human lives are on the line, basic filtration mandates fall short. If a manufacturer explicitly claims their system prevents airborne diseases or blocks viruses in a clinical setting, the standard rules do not apply. The Food and Drug Administration steps in, classifying those specific air purifiers as Class II medical devices, holding them to the same regulatory scrutiny as surgical equipment. These companies are legally obligated to secure a 510(k) clearance. They must submit hard data proving their glass fiber labyrinths successfully hit these extreme federal benchmarks in clinical environments. A HEPA label indicates that a filter has met a strict federal benchmark, proving it can successfully navigate the physical complexities of the microscopic world.